Hey, welcome to my shop. I'm going to try something a little different today. What you're looking at is just my supply of old deer antlers and stuff like that. And in the bottom of this container, I've got a bunch of little odds and ends of deer antlers where I've cut them off when I used to make pins and stuff out of them. So I'm going to call it a deer bowl. I'm going to take my pieces, I'm going to stand them up all the way around in here and make a plug for the center and pour some resin around them. And the first step here is to sort this stuff out and see what I got. So when I get her sorted, I'll be back. Now, since I had so many pieces, odds and ends of deer antler, I decided to make a little bigger bowl. There's what's left over, but that's just pieces I've cut off for this and that. The plan is to stand them up around the edge right here, put a little bit of hot glue on it and hold them in place. Now, I'm going to cut off everything above there before I put it in. So we're going to see what we got here. It may take a while, I don't know. We'll see what we got. I'm debating on what kind of resin to use. I have some polyester, but it's bad about chipping. We'll see. Alright, I've started stacking them inside sort of random like, so you can see how it's going. I got a few more to go here. Well, I've got all the deer antlers in here now. You just put a little hot glue on the very top corner of them to keep them from floating up, and that'll also keep the walnut from floating up. And this is a piece of waste cedar I had, and I'm going to turn the plug out of it. Already got the faceplates mounted on it. And I'm going to turn it to where it sits into the center. And then I'm going to use a water clear Lumelite on it. And it'll all be clear. I was going to put some walnut in the voids, but I changed my mind. I'm just going to use clear. So I will see you when I get this plug turned and fitted. It's on a faceplate, so it's not going anywhere. Well, I got the plug done and it's in. Hot glued just a little bit at the bottom so it won't float up on me. I went ahead and filled some of the voids with little pieces of walnut. Most likely they'll be all turned away, but so I'm waiting on the UPS to bring my Lumelite, and then we'll proceed from there. So I'll catch you when the man arrives. Well, I mixed my Lumelite, put a little bit of blue pearl in it, purple to blue, and it's been in the pressure pot, and I've taken it out now, but it's still bubbling some air out of it, as you can see. So I'm just going to leave it sit here all night, and we'll take a look at it in the morning and see what it looks like. Here it is out of the mold. I made a pretty major mistake, and it's one of those that, I knew better, but I'm always trying to take a little shortcut. When I poured it up, I put it in the pressure pot, and that was a mistake. I should have just poured it nice and easy, because I guess I had a momentary brain fart, But when you put it in the pressure pot, it forces the air out of whatever you put in it. And, you know, that's why you do it, so it comes out, you know, bubble clear. But I didn't think about the antlers having air in them or the wood. So when I put it in there, it also forced the air out of the antlers, like where the marrow is. And it sort of bubbled it up a little bit. But you guys already know by now that I don't let a little something like that stop me. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it down, see what it looks like. And I may mix up some epoxy and fix the voids, and we'll just see what we got. But I'm not at the point I'm going to throw it away yet, so just stay tuned here. We're back, we're in the salvage operation, the end of this video now. Well, what I've done is I've found the center on both ends, and I'm going to put it between centers. Well, I don't know what's going to happen. This whole thing may go flying. We'll just see. I'm doing this just because I'm curious. Curiosity is killing me what this is going to look like underneath this. Whole thing may be a lost cause, but you know me, I hate to give up on anything. We'll see. Who's in there? Whole piece come out. That's not good. I need to find that, put it back in, epoxy it in. All right, we'll cut it off now and we'll do something different here. Okay, what I've done now is I've turned it down to the shape that I want, and I coated the entire thing with a thin coat of epoxy. There were several little voids. They weren't really bad. It surprised me. The main disappointment I have in it is the fact that it didn't come out real clear like it's supposed to be. For you guys that are experienced with Alumilite, I would like an explanation for this. Here's what was left of what I poured in there. You see it down in the bottom? And I just turned it on the side and I let it sit up like that. And you see, it's cloudy and got bubbles in it. And this was not in the pressure pot. This just sit all by itself. And it's mixed perfectly, 50-50. The shop temperature and the material temperature was somewhere in the neighborhood of low 70s, maybe high 60s, but that's the way it's set up. It's got tons of air bubbles in it. It wasn't shook or, well, I mean, this is after I stirred it up naturally, but I don't understand it. Maybe some of you guys can explain it to me, but this is my first adventure with Alumilite, and I am underwhelmed, guys. So we'll see what happens next. We'll try to, I'm gonna salvage this bowl somehow though. Well, this thing may turn out to be pretty. I've turned it down after the epoxy, and I've sanded it down to 320. And now I've put some sanding sealer on it to fill, little bitty voids and stuff like that. I'll do 2 or 3 coats of that. That is this particular sanding sealer I have fallen in love with. It's a water base, but it just does an amazing job. It really fills in a lot of voids. It comes to a high polish whenever you get done with it, axes or whatever. But I believe this is going to be highly unusual and pretty if I don't blow it up trying to hollow the inside. Look at all this. Isn't that nice? You can see some bubbles and stuff in there, but I'm not so sure that's too bad. I wish it had come clear like it was supposed to, but it didn't. So I deal with what it hands me, and I will fix it. I just love that right there. That look it has right here. That is really pretty. These are all different antlers off of different deer naturally, different ages. I had some old antlers out there, been maybe 30 years in that basket, and some new ones. Some dogs drug up out of the woods, all over the place. So, and after I do this, a couple more coats, I'm probably going to just let it sit till tomorrow so it really sits up good, and then go back to a little more sanding. Then I will take it off and put the faceplate on this end here and finish the bottom and put me a recess in it. It's the next morning, and I came out here and it went ahead and sanded it with 320 lightly and used double-aught steel wool, and then my armchair rest to polish it, and it looks very nice. So basically I'm done with this part of the outside of the bowl. Now I'm going to put a lip around the top, another piece of walnut. So the next step is to flip it over and put the faceplate on. I went ahead and marked the faceplate here because it's important that this be extremely accurate when I put the faceplate on this side. Well, while I was waiting for this to dry and some other things, I went ahead and decided I needed a sled for my bandsaw. I've got it, it's still clamped up. I haven't undone the clamps. I always screw and glue everything. I don't like things coming apart on me. So the next thing I cut and you see in the video will be on the sled, I hope. Okay, I'm going to clean off the bottom of the bowl, put a little concave in it, then I'm going to put a recess in it. I'm going to use a bowl gouge for doing this. Make sure I'm on center, and I am. Don't ask me why it wobbles. It shouldn't. Let's see what we got here. That's perfect. Just needs a little cleaning up. And for that, I'm going to use square cutter and here on its side like that. It's one of those with the round edge. Yeah, they got it. Still got a little tear out right there. I'll take care of that real fast. That looks pretty good. A couple little places there, but they're inside. They're not protruding. All right, turn this off so you can hear me. All right, I'm going to put the recess in now. I think I've showed how I do this before, but it doesn't hurt in case you're a first-time viewer. I use an adapter. This is a 1-inch chuck left over from my other lathe. So I have this adapter, and this adapter is not for spinning it, it's just for holding it. So put your adapter in here. Make sure you roll this out a little bit so that this seats all the way. You can't have any wobble to it. And it's still not there. All right. There we go. Now, I can run this up to it. Right there. And take a pencil. You're right on the edge and mark it. That's it, my friends. Remove this. And you can take it back off. And might as well be using it on a different one, that's right. Okay. This is the chuck we're going to use. Go ahead and get this out of here and out of the way. Okay, now I'm going to use a combination of a square cutter and a skew to make my recess. Square it up on the center. Normal rule of thumb. All right, there we are. On this particular one, you've got a bevel here, so you've got to make sure that you're off this bevel when you set your recess or your tool rest down. Make sure your tool rest top is clean. Put it on your face shield and give her a whirl. And you can see how it will do that. You bring it in straight, it's going to sit at an angle right here. See there? And that'll make your dovetail just about perfect. Done it many a time. Whew. Today is the 27th of December and it's 72 degrees here. Unbelievable. They got to damn near put on the air conditioner. I'm going to go to the round cutter. I like my carbide tools pretty good here. I'll cut this off because I think I'm going to put a little sharpening on this thing. Be back. All right, I got a sharp round cutter now. Let's see if we can't do something with this stuff. That was almost a mistake. Make sure these are tight. There's another almost mistake. See how much too high that is? And I know better. Now let's see where we're at. All right, now you'll see a difference in the way it cuts too. It makes a difference, my friends. Well, I hadn't decided whether I'm going to leave the bowl that thick or not. That's pretty thick. Looks pretty good though, mixture of that bone and walnut in there, especially when it gets all smoothed out. Air pocket right in this area, right there, right in here. Take something to clean that out a little bit. I might be able to turn below it, but quite frankly, I'm a little hesitant to turn it real thin yet until I get that top glued on. That'll give me some reinforcement there. And I think that would probably be wise. Probably just glue the top on and not worry about putting epoxy in here yet until I get it down to about where I want it. So that's the plan, my friends. That's the plan. Plan is to make a walnut circle. And I'll catch you when I get that done. Well, here's the walnut. Now I got it all cut out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to epoxy it on, and then I'll use a parting tool, a thin parting tool, to cut the center out. And then we'll commence the whittling again. So it's going to sit on here like so, right here. And I'll put some heavy or comfortable dose of epoxy on it. Make sure I got me a line right here. And I'll get that glued on, maybe tomorrow before I turn it again, because I really want this stuff to sit up. You know, they tell you this is like, 5-minute or 30-minute epoxy, but that's just when you can touch it. So if you're going to put some stress on it, you best wait several hours. I generally like to wait overnight. So I'll get the epoxy on, and I'll catch you when I do that, and then I'm going to let it rest till tomorrow. I got a liberal dose of epoxy on it now, and I'm going to just let her sit there. It's got a lot of pressure on the tailstock. I'll let it sit there till tomorrow. Then I'll take a parting tool and cut the center out, and we'll commence the whittling and fixing up the inside. It's got some voids on the inside, but nothing epoxy won't fix. It's going to be a pretty bowl, guys. I'm trying to run on me a little bit there. That's okay. That's going to be nice. I believe the epoxy will do the trick too. So okay, I'll see you on this project tomorrow. Well, it's all set up now. It is the next morning again. So I'm going to go ahead and dress the outside up and get it to round and dress the lip up like I want it. And then I'll take a thin parting tool and cut the inside out. It looks nice. Didn't disturb the bone at all. Afraid I might chip a little bit of it out, but I didn't, and that really looks good all the way around. It's just a little sanding right in there, but that'll be easy to do. A little epoxy run over it there. got it. It's really nice and steady, but it is. Well, it's 5/8 inches thick now. I think I need to get it down to about 3/8. Yeah, let's see if we made any headway. Oh yeah. I like the looks of the inside better too. So we are exactly a 1/2 inch now. 1.5 inches. See what it looks like in here. You know, guys, I think I'm going to quit. That is looking nice. If I start doing it anymore, I'm going to chip out some, and that's really sort of pretty inside. Got like there's one place right there, but the rest of it looks real nice. I think a little smearing a little bit of epoxy in there. It'll look good. Need to clean out that corner down there a little bit. Yes, it's got one place right there. Okay, I'm going to mix up a little epoxy. First, I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to show you this little tip real fast. This is the bottom of a Coke can. I took in my little bandsaw and cut it off, and then I pounded out the bottom. That's what I'll mix my epoxy in. That's a little tip, you know, it keeps it all contained. It's plenty big. So I'll see you in a minute. Basically what I'm doing is I'm painting the inside of this with epoxy. And a little bit of the outside. And then I will gently turn it out. It should take care of any voids and make for a very smooth inside. All right, it's all set up. I'm going to do a little bit of sanding now. Flip on my dust collector here. I decided I'm going to put a little Danish oil on this. I just wanted a little more shine to it, but I really didn't want to use a spray this time. Spray, when you look close, it still has a little bit of that orange peel look to it. This will probably work better anyway. Very pleased with this, considering it's a salvage bowl. Well, there she blows. Got some very pretty pattern in it. I especially like that one. The inside looks nice. I'll get her off here in a little while. We'll be done. Well, here it is, my friends. Finished product. I think it turned out pretty nice. I do regret that I had some problems with the Alumilite. Mostly my fault, but I'm not 100% sure it really is. But I'm pleased. It has some very nice looking figure in it. Antler figure, I guess you could say. The bottom has my typical signature in it. It says Antler and Walnut, December 2016. This will most likely be the last one of this year. My intention now is to, I'm going to build another one. It's going to be a beer stein. It's going to be built, you know, the same procedure, except I'm going to use casting epoxy this time, clear casting epoxy. And of course I will not use a pressure pot. So I have to find me the appropriate mold to make one, but I like the effect that we get out of this. It's definitely one of a kind, but everything we do is one of a kind. So there you have it, my friends. Stay tuned for the tip of the video, and then I will see you on the next project, and Happy New Year to you. Here's your tip of the video for this video. You know, a lot of times when you flip something around, you put a face plate on it or whatever. No matter how hard you try, you can't get it right. Well, I'm going to show you how to get it absolutely perfect right now. Okay, you put it back on your drive center here where it was, and you put your face plate on, and you put a live center in the center of it, and you put some pressure on it. Now you put your tool rest up against it, and you rotate it till you find the part that's the furthest away from the tool rest, and you take a hammer and you gently tap it till it's half that distance. Don't go all the way against the tool rest. Go half that distance, and then you can come around here. I don't know if I got enough light in here or not. I'll do it right here maybe. And you can come in here and you can rotate it, and you can see it's just almost perfect. Now, perfect is never quite right. All right, you see there? All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little more pressure on it so it does not move. A lot of pressure, as much as I can. And I'm going to commence to put my screws in it right here. Okay, when you put your screws in your faceplate, just start them and run them up about 3/4 of the way. Do every one of them like that. Don't tighten a single one, because that screw could be a little off center and it would force your faceplate over one way or another. So just basically start them. Don't bottom them out. That's important. Do not bottom them out at this point. And get all, in this case there's 6 of them. Get all 6 of them in there. I'm trying to hold this where you can see what I'm doing. All right. Sometimes they want to go a little quick. Okay, now look at them real good and see what you've got. Now bring them up real slow now. Bring them all up real slow. Again, don't tighten any one of them, because as you can see, all the heads are just a little off. What it was, they were following some old holes. I should have rotated it and made sure there was no. That's another tip you probably need to remember. When you put this on, make sure that you're not putting it on top of some holes that are already there, because these screws will follow that hole. I made that mistake. All right. Okay, I got them all up here now, and now we can go ahead and wrap them up. You don't have to kill it, you just have to bottom them out. All right, here we go. Now, let's see that it held its own. And it did, so we're in good shape, all right? There you go. Now, it is right on the money. Now when you flip it around, that's going to be the test. All right, there's the tip of the video. All right, thanks for watching. This is the Arkansas wood turner and the home of the famous beaver, and please subscribe, and thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the rebound.